A woefully wooden outing for the crazy bird. Woody Woodpecker originally appeared in a series of animated shorts released between 1940 and 1972. The crazy bird, famous for his annoying laugh and madcap antics, proved popular with both the young and the young at heart. This is likely the reason why the character was later rebooted for a new animated kids show in the late 90s. In 2017, Woody made his movie debut in the aptly titled Woody Woodpecker. You can be forgiven for not having seen this one as it bypassed cinemas and went straight to streaming with very little fanfare. The movie was an absolute stinker, with very few laughs to be had and an uncomfortable merging of the animated Woody with live-action actors. It was an ordeal to sit through, an insult to Woody's creator Walter Lantz, and quite possibly the worst family movie of 2017, although those who sat through the Emoji Movie might disagree with that statement. After that woefully wooden reboot for Woody, nobody expected a sequel. But thanks to Netflix, a sequel we now have, Woody Woodpecker Goes to Camp. This one is from Jonathan A. Rosenbaum, the director of Cop and a Half, A New Recruit and Benchwarmers 2, Breaking Blues. Those disappointing blips on his resume should give you a clue about the quality of his latest movie. But is it as bad as the first Woody flick? Sadly, yes. This sequel isn't worse than the earlier movie, but when compared to more successful live-action/animation hybrids such as Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, it's hardly in the same ballpark. Those movies benefited from a high joke rate and quality scriptwriting. But like its predecessor, Woody's latest outing has neither. As such, you shouldn't expect to come away from this one feeling entertained. In terms of story, this one sees Woody being kicked out of the forest after his latest antics cause chaos and destruction. The ranger tells him he will be allowed back if he can learn the value of teamwork. Woody is a bit miffed at this suggestion, but when he stumbles across Camp Woohoo, which prides itself on team building, he seizes the opportunity to learn the skills required of him. Woody soon starts to bond with the kids at the camp, including Maggie, Chloe de Los Santos, Mikey, Kershawn Theodore, and Gus, Evan Stanhope. He also meets the camp owner, Angie, Mary Louise Parker, who is also Maggie's mother. The plotting from then on is mostly predictable, with a rivalry between the kids at Camp Woohoo and the bullies from Camp Hoorah, and the expected scenes of team building as our young heroes learn it's okay to be themselves. But what about Woody, you might ask? How does he fit into the grander scheme of the story? Good question. While there are multiple scenes of the loony bird getting into trouble and causing his usual brand of mayhem, there are moments when he doesn't feature very heavily in the plot at all. Instead, much of the movie's focus is on the kids and how they evolve throughout the story. As such, this flick is essentially an inferior version of better summer camp movies you may have seen before. In terms of how Woody is animated, he certainly looks like the character we know from the cartoons, albeit in 3D rather than 2 dimensions. But it's rare that we think he's actually a part of the world he is inhabiting. This is partly because of the humans in the movie who don't always respond as they should to the cartoon bird taking up imaginary screen space with them. Woody isn't the only animated character. We also meet the villainous Buzz Buzzard, who joins Camp Hoorah for reasons that don't amount to very much. Then there's Wally Walrus, a park inspector, who also appears in cartoon form. Like Woody, they are well animated, but as is the case with the wacky woodpecker, their presence on screen is also quite jarring. Undemanding kids might enjoy the poop jokes, food fights, and references to video games. And fans of the earlier cartoons might appreciate the occasional Easter egg. But those looking for a rib-tickling movie that evokes the humor of the animated shorts are going to be left wanting. You deserve better, and so too do your kids, so we recommend you skip Woody's latest movie and watch a better Netflix flick on your next family movie night, such as The Magician's Elephant, Leo, or Orion and the Dark. That's all, folks.